and Inspector Calls, Act 1. Act 1 is split into two sections: events leading up to the Inspector's arrival, and the beginnings of the Inspector's questioning of the Burlings and Gerald. The act ends on a cliffhanger as we, along with the Inspector and Sheila, await further revelations about Gerald's involvement with mysterious Eva Smith. The play opens with the wealthy upper-middle-class Burling family and Gerald Croft just concluding a meal to celebrate Sheila and Gerald's engagement. Characters are quickly established: the pompous and pig-headed Mr. Burling, the restrained, mildly disapproving Mrs. Burling, the restless, uneasy Eric, the pleased with herself Sheila, and the suave, assured Gerald. The main purpose, however, of these opening moments is to establish just how selfish and wrong Mr. Burling, and by extension the rich, is. He makes a number of confident predictions about the future which are wrong on every count. Remember that the play is set in 1912 but was written and first performed in the mid-1940s at the end of the Second World War. Therefore, the first audiences would have been painfully aware of just how wide of the mark Mr. Burling's pronouncements about the future are. Mr. Burling goes on to make matters worse by insisting that there's no such thing as community, and that there's no need to feel responsibility for everyone else. Significantly, it is at this moment that the Inspector makes his call. His entrance changes the mood and is conveyed by the lighting, which switches from being pink and intimate to brighter and harder. This reflects how the Inspector seeks to shake the other characters out of their complacency and expose their irresponsible, self-centred attitudes. The Inspector announces that he is investigating the suicide of a young woman called Eva Smith, and begins with Mr. Burling. It is soon revealed that 2 years previously Mr. Burling sacked Eva for leading a strike in his factories and for having too much to say for herself. He feels no remorse for his actions and is indifferent to Eva's death. In contrast, Sheila very much feels responsible. Early in the previous year, she had Eva sacked out of jealousy and spite from her job as an assistant at a department store that the Burlings regularly went to. Here, Priestley foreshadows how the reaction of the older generation differs from the younger generation, with the latter ready to learn and accepting the need to change their ways and become more compassionate towards the less well-off and ordinary people. The Inspector then reveals how Eva's tragic story continued with her fall into prostitution under the name of Daisy Renton. It's under this name that she met Gerald. He, however, is hoping to avoid scrutiny, not least from Sheila, who is very suspicious of his connection with the pretty Eva. But it is clear that there is to be no escape.